Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll take just a moment and subscribe to the channel. It means a ton to me. Love being here to share my love of fitness, yoga, stretching, just overall wellness with you guys. So I appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to do a blend of yoga and Pilates. So strengthening, lengthening, balance, mindfulness. It's all great. So thank you for being here. We are going to start in a kneeling position. If you need to put a block or a pillow, anything underneath your bum, between your bum and your feet, make that happen so that you're raised just a little bit, taking care of those knees. We're just going to warm up through the quadriceps, get a little work going on, starting to build some heat in those legs. We're going to inhale and we're going to reach up. And as you exhale, lean back just a little bit. Don't arch it back, lean it back. Inhale it back up and release it back down to that kneeling position. Arms come down by your sides. Inhale, reach it up. Arms stay overhead, lean it back. Core is strong. Inhaling it back up, just right into it, guys, and sitting back. So warming up the body. Inhale, reach to the sky. Arms stay overhead, lean it back, not arching back. Inhaling it back up and sit it back down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach. And as you exhale, core stay strong, lean it back. Inhaling up nice and tall. Exhale, release that right hand down. Lift your left arm high, reach up as high as you can reach. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches high. Oh, that lateral stretch feels so good. Inhale, both arms come up and gently release it back down. Let's extend those arms out, coming out to a tabletop position. Hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width, core is nice and strong. Take a big breath in a cow pose, tummy towards the floor, gaze and sit bones to the sky. Exhale, hollow the tummy and chest, lift your spine towards the sky, tuck your chin. Inhale it back to cow. And exhale it to cat. Let's do two more. Moving with your breath. Taking things at your own pace, really just checking in with your body. What are you feeling today? How's the intensity? Are you noticing any limitations? How's your breath? And coming back to a neutral spine. Core is strong. Let's inhale it up. Left arm and right leg. Square those hips. Lift out of the right shoulder. Add a flex to that right foot. Breathe. Bird dog or spinal balance, working to keep those hips square. Let's shift that right foot up and over to the left, tapping those toes. Hold here, releasing that left hand down. Turn and take your gaze towards that back foot. That's a nice little stretch there. Inhale, gazing back between those hands, bringing that right leg back. And we're going to tap and lift, tap and lift. Squeeze those buns. Keep those hips side by side. Just tapping and raising, tapping and raising. Three more. Tap and raise. So keeping that upper body as still as you can, so we're not arching the back. Last one. And release it down. Center your weight. Inhale it up. Right arm and left leg. Lengthen and reach through those fingertips, through the toes. Core is strong. Breathe. Hips are side by side. We're lifting out of that left shoulder. We're working on balance, stability, strength. Add a flex of that left foot. Press through your heel. Now shift that left leg up and over the right, just as far as you can reach it, tapping those toes. Releasing that right hand to the mat and turn and take your gaze. Back towards those toes. Breathe, nice stretch through that left side of the body. Keeping that core strong. We bring our gaze back to center, lifting that leg back to center, and we tap and lift. Again, working to keep the back from arching, keeping that flex in the foot, pressing through that heel, activating all the muscles down the backs of the legs, keeping that core strong. Neck neutral, just gazing down right between your hands. Breathe. 3 more. Should be starting to feel a little bit of heat building as we're using those larger muscles. And hold. And draw it in. And sit it back to child's pose. Extend those arms out nice and long. Hips back towards your heels. And just melt. Find your breath. Now we just take a moment here. Really checking in. And let's extend those arms out nice and long, hands shoulder width apart. We're going to inhale up to a modified high plank. We're going to do 5 modified push-ups, shoulders right over those fingertips. We go slow and steady, keeping those elbows right by the ribs, lengthening through the crown of the head, strong through the core, long through that upper body. Now let's take it all the way down onto the tummy. Sliding back so you're over your mat. Chin and nose to the mat. Take a big breath in. Draw that belly button in and up. And as you exhale, lift just the upper body. And bring it down. Lift just the upper body. And bring it down. One more time. Lift. And lower. Now we're going to work just the lower body. Squeeze the buns, lift those feet, point the toes, and release. Point and lift, squeeze, 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 and release. One more time. Inhale, squeeze, and release. We're going to put those 2 together. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze and lift. Upper and lower body. And release. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, squeeze and lift. And release. Big breath in. This one we're going to hold. Exhale. Hold. Hands can remain by your shoulders. Or for more intensity, extend those arms out. Breathe. How much of your thighs can you get off the mat? Pull the hands back by the shoulders. Can you lift any higher? And release. Hands right by your chest. Press it back to child's pose. Extend it out nice and long with those fingertips. Oh, sit it back with those sit bones. Find your breath. Slow it down. And let's extend those arms out nice and long. Hands shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers wide. We're going to inhale up to a modified plank. And this time we're going to tuck those toes, coming up to our plank. Breathe. Now we're going to keep those feet narrow for more intensity. If you'd like, widen those feet just a bit, as much as feels good to you. A wider stance makes it a little bit easier, but it's still going to be very challenging, my friends. So you can remain down on your knees as well. Our objective here is to keep the hips and the shoulders in line, squared to the ground. We shift our weight to our right hand. Left hand touches the right shoulder. Keeping the body facing the floor. We don't want to open up. We want to stay flat. Release that left hand. Shift your weight to the left hand. Right hand lifts. Tapping that left shoulder. Hips and shoulders still square to the floor. And release. Lift your hips to down dog. Feet are hip width apart. Hands are shoulder width. Allowing the heels to sink. We're going to inhale to a high plank, drawing that right knee in towards the chest. Exhale and extend it back to down dog. Right leg to the sky. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale and press it out. Inhale, draw it in. And exhale, press it out. 2 more. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale and press it out. 1 more time. Inhale, draw it in. Hold. Breathe. Releasing that right knee between the hands. Untuck those toes and walk your hands out, either fully extending those arms or stacking your hands. Relax the weight of the upper body down. And just breathe. So tying the Pilates movements in with our yoga asanas, what a gift. So we build some heat, we work the body, and then we get this deeper stretch. Adding a thread the needle here if you like. We lift just slightly, extending right arm out, left hand crossing underneath the right. We're going to walk that left hand out and then turn and take our gaze out underneath that right arm. Side of the head just resting to the mat. Now you can just stay in sleeping pigeon, it's absolutely fine. Threading the needle only if it feels right to you. Deepening that stretch through that right hip. And slowly pulling that right hand back in, enough to lift out of that thread the needle, coming back to sleeping pigeon. And let's slowly walk those hands back up. One hand on either side of the knee. Tuck your back toes, lift, and pull that right knee back in. Extend it out. Breathe, pull that left knee in. And as you exhale, down dog, extend that left leg out. Inhale, draw it in to plank. Exhale and press it out. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale and press it out. Feeling that stretch, feeling that strength. Feels good. Let's do one more. And extend it out. Now this time let's take it in and let's hold it. Draw that knee in towards your belly. Lifting out of those shoulders. We place that left knee between the hands. Untuck those right toes and slowly walk it out. Oh, into sleeping pigeon. I can hear my hips saying thank you. I hope you can hear yours. I hope it just feels so good. I hope you're feeling strong today. If it's not one of those days, guys, super proud of you for sticking with me. We all have those days. Absolutely. But I hope it's a fabulous day. I hope this helps. I hope this brings some strength, some clarity, some focus, some fun, a smile to your face, good energy to your day. Adding that thread the needle, if you like, lifting just slightly, extending left arm out, right hand reaching underneath that left arm and walk those fingertips out. Releasing down onto that right shoulder, side of the head to the mat. Just gazing out underneath that left arm. Breathe. Now, thread the needle is not in the cards today. It's absolutely fine, guys. Sleeping pigeon, one of my favorite places to be. We lift just slightly, pulling that left hand back in a bit, and come back to sleeping pigeon. Just check in with a breath or two. And let's slowly walk those hands back up. One hand on either side of the knee. Tuck the toes. We lift and hold in that plank position. Drawing that knee in towards your tummy, lifting out of those shoulders, step your left foot back and lift your hips to down dog. And gently alternate, bending knees, walk it out. Find your breath. As you exhale, let both heels gently sink, shifting your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that right foot through. Back knee down if you like, otherwise knee is off. We come up to a crescent lunge. Now take a moment in your crescent lunge. With that knee down is absolutely fine, but I'm going to ask you in just a moment to come up onto those toes. You can be a little bit higher, that's absolutely fine. We're going to have a dynamic movement here that you can make as big or as little as you like. Find that breath. All right, my friends, tuck those toes. Come on up to those toes if you're not already there. Find a focal point out in front of you. Core is strong. Really keep that core strong. We're going to press off of that back foot, drawing it in, lowering those arms to stand tall. Knee at 90 degrees. Now take a giant step back to your lunge. And draw it in. Lift the knee. Step it back. Reach overhead. So control, my friends. Draw it in. And step it back. So we're working balance. We're working strength. We're working flexibility. All rolled into one. Last one. Take it up and hold. Circle those arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms to face the sky. Draw those shoulders down and away. Add a flex of that left foot. Breathe. Now we're going to press that left foot down, and I want you to really engage all those muscles through the quadriceps, through the calves, and draw it in, keeping that foot flexed. Press it out. Pull it in. Press it out. Pull it in. 2 more. Press it out. Pull it in. Last one. Press it out. Now out, and we're going to do little lifts. Lifts and lowers. Squeeze through the core, through those glutes. Feel the leg muscles working overtime. And release it down. Pull it into 90. Release those hands. Giant step back to your crescent lunge. Nice job, you guys. Circle the arms forward, around behind, all the way up tall. Flow forward, hands on either side of your foot. Lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend right leg to the sky. Go ahead and open up those hips. Add a flex of that right foot, a bend of that right knee, and draw your heel towards your bottom. We turn and take our gaze out underneath that right arm. Breathe, helping to open up that chest, to open up those hips. Extending right leg to the sky, slowly releasing it down. Holding your down dog, great opportunity for grab a drink of water or inhale it to high plank. Now you can be on your knees again or stay on those toes. 5 push-ups. Slow and steady. Breathe. Keeping those elbows right by the ribs. Keeping the length through the crown of the head. And lift those hips to down dog. And we shift our weight to our right foot. Left toes to the sky. Exhaling and sweeping that left foot through. Back knee to the mat if you like, otherwise knee is off. Arms circle overhead. So, and again, we come to our crescent lunge. Just taking a moment so that you can feel that good stretch down the front of that right leg. The strength in that left leg. So we are going to take this to that strength movement in just a moment, but just feel this stretch. Sink in and breathe. All right, my friends, tucking those toes, lifting that back knee if it's down. Find a focal point out in front of you. Core is strong. We shift our weight, pressing off, drawing that right knee in and up. And step it back. So that first one, your body's like, what the heck do you want me to do? And then step it forward. Each one, hopefully, getting a little bit stronger, a little more balanced, a little more in control. Moving with your breath. Exhaling on that work. Inhaling as you step it back. Draw it in. One more, step it back. This time we hold. Breathe. Circle the arms overhead. Add a flex of that right foot. Rotate and turn your palms to the sky. Draw those shoulders down and away. Breathe. Stability. Balance. And muscle activation. Here we go. Press it down. Draw it up. Press it down. Work in those glutes, quadriceps. Nice length for the hamstrings and the calves. Breathe. One more, and let's take it out. And we're going to drop and lift, drop and lift. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Lift it and then pull it back into 90 degrees. Release those hands. Giant step back. Oh, to that crescent lunge. Circle the arms forward, around behind, all the way overhead, and then we flow forward, hands on either side of your foot. Lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend left leg to the sky. Add a flex of that left foot, a bend of the left knee. Draw your heel towards your bottom. Turning and taking your gaze out underneath that left arm. Just rolling that left hip back. Beautiful stretch. Extending left leg to the sky, slowly taking your gaze back towards the mat, releasing that left foot down to down dog. And we're going to reach that right hand back, tapping the toes. Hold. So as we tap those left toes, we're on that left arm, stabilizing, strengthening. Release the right hand and reach the left hand back. Our 3-limbed dog, pressing through that right palm. And release. Now we're just going to alternate, doing our best not to rock too much, but to keep that steady down dog position, just shifting from side to side. Find your breath, find stability. Feel strong, my friends. Challenged, absolutely, yes. But you're strong, you're here with me, and I appreciate you. And back to down dog. We inhale it to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. Oh, and sit it back to child's pose. That feels good. Good, full deep breaths. And let's slowly walk it up. Come over onto one hip, sweep your feet around, and slide on down towards the top of your mat. We bring those feet back towards us, and we're gonna rock back to the point where we can bring those feet off of the mat, supporting with those hands behind the thighs. If you don't need the support, release it. Breathe. We're going to cross those arms over the chest. We're going to bring the knees to touch and add a flex of our feet. Now, all of these things are just add-ons. So if you find a spot where you're like, this is perfect for me, stay there or back off wherever you need to be. We're going to press that right foot straight out. We're going to lower and we're going to lift and lift. So we're just controlling that right leg, taking it up and down. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Pull. Decide you need some support, guys? Use it. If you need that counterbalance, use it. Lower and lift. If you don't need it, don't use it. Lower and lift. Shaky, you guys. It's good stuff. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Last 2. Lower, lift. Last 1. Lower, lift. Pull it in. Support behind those thighs. Oh, lift through the crown of the head. That feels so good. Breathe. Relax those shoulders. And let's gently release the feet. Soles of the feet come together. Hinge it forward to butterfly. Let your head be heavy. And breathe. Starting at the tailbone, slowly roll yourself up till we sit up nice and tall. And let's come over onto our side. And we're going to have our arm extended out nice and long. Feet stacked, hips stacked. And we're going to lift those feet in front of us just a little bit, creating a little bit of a pike position. We're going to pull that top leg up, open, extend, and lower down. Draw that foot up, open, extend, and lower down. So we want to be mindful that we are not rocking those hips back as we roll that hip open. We want to keep those hips stacked, and we want to keep those legs long. Open, extend, and take it down. Draw it in, and open, extend, and bring it down, keeping that core strong. Draw it in, and open, extend, and draw it down. 2 more. Draw it in, open, extend, and down. Feel the strength in those legs, the length in those legs, no matter how long those legs are. Dealing with short legs my whole life. Now let's take 3 taps forward, 3 taps back. I want you to visualize a hot potato, hot stove, hot coals on either side of your foot. And we just want to tap, 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 tap. Keeping that core strong, minimal movement in that upper body, a smile on your face, hopefully. Breathe. 2 and 1. Nice. Bring it back to center. And let's come on up and switch sides. Sweep those feet around. Coming on over onto your side. And again, arm extended out nice and long. Just resting your ear to your arm, and we're going to lift those feet, creating that little bit of a piked position. We draw that foot in, open the knee, extend it out, and lower it down. Draw it in, open it up, extend it out, and lower it down. Be mindful of those hips, you guys. They're sneaky. They'll open. We have to work to keep them stacked. Keeping that belly drawn in, extend, and lower down. Draw it in, open it up, extend, and lower down. So we're working strength, we're working control, we're working flexibility, mobility, core strength. There's so many wonderful things, you guys, that we are working to make ourselves stronger, leaner, more balanced. Keeping that form. Always working on alignment, and that mobility and range of motion will come. But really working that alignment and your body awareness, so important. Let's do 1 more of these. You feel that in that outer hip? Heck yeah, so good. And down, little taps. 3 forward, 3 back, 3 forward, and 3 back. So just a little pop up and over that bottom leg. Keeping that core strong, minimal movement in that upper body. Breathe. Doing great, you guys. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's roll over onto that back. Oh, that feels good. Drawing the knees in towards your chest. Just hugging those knees in. Breathe. Let's extend those arms open out to a T and extend the legs to the sky. Little circles, doesn't matter which direction, with those feet. Gluing your legs side by side. And we're going to start to make that circle a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. So as it gets bigger, it might get a little slower. That's absolutely fine and totally normal. It's about control, keeping those legs side by side, and a little bit bigger. So noticing how your body responds. If those shoulders start rocking too much, maybe back off or bend your knees a little bit. Now let's take it to the biggest circle you can create. Sweeping those legs around, keeping those legs side by side. Now keep that big circle, but switch directions. Oh, big circle. Keeping the small of the back from pulling off the mat. Doing our best to keep those shoulders from rocking too much. Let's start to make that circle a little bit smaller. Keeping that belly button drawn in. Breathe. Those obliques working overtime. A little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. You feel those obliques? Yes. Feel those hip flexors? Probably so. A little smaller. Ah, I feel those hips, gluing those legs side by side. Now little tiny circles. Breathe. And stop. Pull the knees in. Nice job keeping that right knee tucked in. Extend your left leg out and down. Right arm extends out to a T. Left hand to the outside of the right knee and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat. Turn and take your gaze out over that right arm. And just close your eyes. Just feeling that rotation, feeling that release of tension, of tightness. Detoxifying. Adding greater flexibility to that spine, to the hip. Rolling back to center. Extending right leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip. And ever so slowly lower your leg down. And allow it to come to rest. Left knee comes in, left arm extends out to a T, right hand to the outside of the left knee and gently pull your leg across your body. Keeping both shoulders on the mat just as best you can. Turn your gaze out over that left arm. Close your eyes. Breathe. Awesome work today. So happy to have you with me on this journey. I want to thank you guys. You're amazing. Such a gift to be able to share. I hope you love it too. Releasing that right hand, rolling back to center, extending left leg to the sky. Point your toes, lengthen your leg, little external rotation through that hip, and then slowly, slowly lower it down until it comes to rest. Let's pull the knees in towards the chest, hands just behind your thighs. Rock yourself up, and let's turn. Finding a comfortable seated position that feels good to you. Sit up just nice and tall. Get rid of the wiggles. Let your arms just be heavy. Rest your hands comfortable wherever it feels good to you. Close your eyes. Sit tall. Nice big deep breaths. Taking a moment with a sense of gratitude in the mind and in the heart. The ability to move, to breathe, to be here in this journey, to be here together, to go through this journey together. I appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day. Let's gently open the eyes, take a big breath in, reach to the sky, and exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Be well, my friends. Know that light and love is headed your way from me to you. Take care of yourselves. Be well, and thank you for joining me. Until the next time, namaste.